from my parents' perspective, I just didn't work hard enough. I just read books. The day before my English GCSE or my GCSEs in general, I was just reading fiction because that's what I like to do. So thankfully, because I read, I was able to get through the system quite comfortably. Yeah.
So you kind of found it not easy, but it was
Yeah,
doable
it was
almost.
manageable. It was
Yeah.
manageable. It definitely was. I didn't feel any real strain. I think I only started to feel strain when I started to like drop in sets. And of course, you have teacher bias. So I'm eloquent, I'm friendly,
Yeah.
I'm articulate. So you don't want to take me from set 1 to set 3.
Yeah.
But my grades don't look like a set 1 student's grades.
Yeah.
So eventually I started to fall, and I think that was when the strain started, and that's when I started to work a bit harder around like year 10.
Yeah.
Got back into like set 2 in maths, and I was very happy there. So yeah.
And was it quite a kind of diverse makeup in your school?
Yes, I would say so. Actually,
Yeah.
I would say so. Not in terms of the teachers, but definitely the student body.
Yeah.
Majority Asian, then black, then white. So it was quite diverse.
But not you say not really the teachers. Just
No,
was there any black teachers at all?
I only had one black teacher during my whole time in
Yeah.
school. Big up Miss Sule. She used to drop me to school. She was incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know what safeguarding was going on there, but she would see
Yeah,
me on
yeah,
the street, Joy, get in, we'd drive to school together. Everybody thought she was my mum, and she took me as her child.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the power of having someone who looks like you in the classroom. They love you without reason. They support you and back you without needing a reason to. I didn't have to be intelligent. She just saw me. And then I also had my head of year, who was also black, but yes.
So well, there's two kind of at least. I remember for me there was like three
Okay.
there, but like all three of them we didn't really identify with.
Interesting.
So it was we almost didn't see them. I wouldn't say we didn't see them as black, but like they didn't really. We didn't really feel that they tried to really engage with us. And a few of them, you could visibly see that we kind of disappointed them.
Wow.
Because there was various different times for me in school, for example, where I'd be like being a fool, acting up, getting into trouble, and things like that. And you could really see the disappointment that they was kind of looking at us in the way they was treating us and things like that. Which at the time you didn't know why. You're just a young person, and you don't actually know. It's only like, as I got older, I kind of understood where somebody was coming from. From being in a similar position then as an adult myself, and then where you're seeing almost like what you may view as kind of potential going to waste, or opportunities being wasted.
Sure.
And especially like for me, where I've worked like throughout the whole system, and I've seen that people, how it can go wrong almost.
Right.
Like from that kind of educational point, and how the slope can go downwards. Where they go from mainstream education to alternative provisions and youth justice provisions, prisons, so on and so forth. But at that time, when I was in the system myself, it wasn't something that I was thinking about. And I remember once even like one of the teachers kind of sat down, me and about 4 of my kind of black friends, and to give us the talk.
Yes.
But I think because he didn't do any of the work to build up the relationship in the first place. So that's why we didn't listen to the message, and I think that's where a lot of teachers go wrong for me in regards to that relationship building, like even like you were saying that their teacher was dropping you to school, obviously that wouldn't be allowed now, but that's an important part of a relationship building, when it comes to trust, so if you was going through any issues in school, for example, that could be a person now you could trust, you can go to, you can speak to. I remember my own personal experiences that I just didn't feel like those kind of individuals existed in school. I always felt like if I had a problem in school, I'd have to speak to somebody outside of school, not a teacher and things like that as well. And I think one of the things I've noticed here, even just with the work that I've done previously, is that just like what you're saying, representation matters.
Yeah.
Like there's literally, I've done work before where you can literally see their eyes light up when they see me. Where just to see, it's like us.
Yeah.
The guards go down.
Yeah.
It's going to relax. The engagement's kind of totally different. And I've seen almost opposite as well. So I've seen when other people have come in, and then the walls go up now because how they've used to dealing with certain groups and the type of interactions that they used to be seeing. So yeah, it's definitely, it's quite tricky positions, that for me, young people find themselves in school, which is it's a shame. Really, because even with the engagement part of it for me, that's kind of really important. Like how you kind of how you can engage with young people.